Every organization has those select few individuals who wield so much power. And these individuals don't necessarily or don't always have to be a part of upper management. But you're probably wondering, what are they doing? What are they not doing to have so much influence and power? As a new manager, one of the key lessons that is very important to learn is understanding the power dynamics within your business environment. And for you to be able to work well within that system, be able to grow, it's very important that you pay attention to the key power players in your work environment. This is not necessarily to play office politics, and I'm not talking about office politics. In this vlog, I'm going to be sharing a few key strategies on how you can recognize, learn from, and leverage those key power individuals within your business environment that will help you and your team become very successful within that workplace environment. So, if you're on this train, keep watching. Welcome to another episode on the Growth Leadership Cafe. My name is Adesoa and I'm a leadership coach and management trainer for first-time or emerging leaders. On this channel, I talk about all things personal and organizational leadership. So if this is your first time coming across my YouTube channel, you're very welcome. So if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, I'd say do so right now. Click on that subscription button and the notification bell so you get a buzz every time I post a video, which is every week Tuesday, 8 o'clock a.m. Central Time. On today's episode, I'm speaking about understanding the key power dynamics within your organizational management structure. Now, this is sometimes not always visible to everyone on the front line, but as you assume that leadership role, pay attention to who's in the room. Pay attention to whose word tends to have the final say, who tends to get the things that they need for their team or their department or for themselves to be able to do their job well, who tends to get the resources at your disposal when they ask for it, who tends to have the ear of upper management or the CEO or executive director, whoever that is. Notice those people. Sometimes these people are not always in senior management, but they just tend to hold certain type of influence and power within your business environment. Now, the goal is not necessarily to copy them, to use them to, for selfish reasons to get your way around, but it's to understand how your system operates. They said the easiest way to create change or make change is from within. So you can't be in the outlines and try to influence what's happening inside. Yes, you might make noise, but what impact is it really having, and how much time would it really take you to see the results that you want to see? Okay, so this means that you need to be able to pay attention to the leadership structure and the power dynamics that exists within your management environment. Now, how do you do that? Who are those key players? So, how do you recognize these individuals? Whenever you're in your management meetings, I would like you to start paying attention to who speaks the most, whose word tends to be the final say, who gets what they need, when they need it, when they ask for it, it just, gets approved, as opposed to maybe other people who have to struggle a little, fight a little to get things that they need for their departments to be able to function. How do these people speak? What is it that they say? What is it that they do or not do that makes them stand out? What are those things? I want you to start to observe, and you might not see it right away. It might take a couple weeks, a couple months for you to start seeing the people who tend to, have a lot of influence. But once you notice that, the next step is to start to really pay attention to what they do and how they do things. And if you are struggling as a new manager, it's very important that you surround yourself with people who can help you grow, who can coach you and mentor you. And it doesn't always mean that you have to go to them and say, hey, I need you to be my mentor. It's to start to observe what it is that they do and how they do things, right? Because you also want to build yourself, position yourself in a way that you become appealing to upper management, that you set yourself up for upward mobility. If there's something that you're having a hard time with and you just need a second opinion on what to do or how to go about it, go and consult them. Ask them, hey, I'm really having a hard time with this. What are your thoughts? This is what I think I should do, but do you have an alternative perspective on this? And hear from them, really pay attention to them. Now, I'm not saying the individuals who just have a toxic trait and they just, manipulate people to get away with things. Obviously, you don't want to take on bad habits and start to repeat the same habits, because those who are behind you, your team members, they're watching you. You're a mirror to them. So if you are a bad student learning from a bad teacher, you are also passing that on to somebody else, willingly, knowingly, or unknowingly. Again, you want to interact with people who have a positive influence, not those who just manipulate people for their own personal selfish reasons, right? So consult them, let them see you as someone who is curious and inquisitive and wants to learn and grow, because at the end of the day, there is that saying that upper management, they promote who they like, not always who is the most competent for the job. So if you're visible, you're accessible, you come top of mind to those individuals. And if they see that you're someone who's teachable, who's coachable, they're willing to, support you. And if there are opportunities for upward growth, so you probably are on their list, okay? However, the goal is to see how to start to take on some of those values in terms of how they conduct themselves and how they influence their environment. And for you, as you take on this, try to do it in a way that is you, not in a way that feels like you're copying somebody, okay? Because it's not going to appear natural and people can see through that, right? The last point I want to say on this is that whenever you have an issue, you want to go to the people who have the ability to change things. You don't want to go to person B because maybe that person is your peer. You want to go rant to that person and complain about how this is such an issue and need it to be fixed ASAP. But does that person have the power to make the change that you want to see for your team in your work environment? If they don't, then you have no business talking to that person. I mean, it's okay to have your safe individuals, preferably outside of your office, that you can confide in and share your thoughts with and offload some of the stresses that you're experiencing in your workplace environment. But when it gets to a point that you're just constantly dumping on people, it creates a breeding ground for gossip. And trust me, you've said it to one person, the likelihood of it passing to another person within your business environment is very high. So you want to be a bit mindful of that. So if you have a specific challenge, maybe you go to your major supervisor and you're not getting the results that you want. You've tried a couple of times. Who has the power to change things? Go to that person. Because ultimately, you want to set yourself for success. You want to set your team up for success. Because if something happens, if your team fails, you have failed, right? So it's very important that you go to the people who have the power to change things, not to someone just to complain. Anyways, this is all I'm going to say on this matter. If you found this valuable, I would say give this video a like. Let me know that you appreciate the content coming out of this channel. And if you need more help on this matter, by all means, I would love to speak to you. Click on the link in the description box below to book a leadership strategy call with me. And let's work this out, all right? But anyways, thank you so much for listening today. I will see you on the next episode. Bye for now.